how's it going? I'm so excited to be here with you today. Hopefully, you're happy to be here as well and hear about some more amazing travel stuff that's going on. So, today I'm going to highlight a road trip. So, if you are a road trip fan, then you will probably be super excited about this week's topic. If you are kind of like, kind of so about road trips, then maybe this won't be your favorite option, but I really love it. It's really fun to hear about and really fun to talk about. So, the title for today's episode is One Legendary Road plus Two Big Birthdays equals One Unforgettable Trip. Celebrate Route 66 turning 100 and the US turning 250 at the same time. So, I've been talking a little bit about next year, 2026, being the 250th birthday of America. And it just so happens that Route 66 is turning 100. So I think this is so cool. And so I am going to highlight this amazing trip on Route 66. So if you're looking for a sign to hit the road, this is it. Painted on vintage billboards, lit up in neon, and maybe even shaped like a giant blue whale. There are all kinds of iconic signs throughout driving Route 66. Route 66 is the highway of honky-tonks, heartland diners, and hair-raising roadside attractions. So, although, of course, you could do your own road trip and really soak up all of the same types of sights and scenery, I have this really amazing, effortless, incredible guided 12-day Route 66 westbound tour that I'm going to tell you about today. So this is all going to be Route 66 stops and things. And so, like, if you wanted to make up your own, of course you totally could. But I love this one that it's already got so much included. Like, you will be amazed at all the things that you get to see and do and be part of in just 12 days. Okay, there are only available spots on May 19th and May 31st. So because it's a guided trip, there are, specific dates when it departs. And so for 2026, May 19th and May 31st is the times to remember. Okay, Route 66 is the original road trip dream. It's a rite of passage with tail fins, chrome, and maybe a few Elvis sightings. So Route 66 was commissioned in 1926. That is a long time ago. It quickly became a popular route for travelers, especially during the Great Depression and World War II. And during the Dust Bowl in the 30s, people migrated west searching for better opportunities, so they used Route 66. And after World War II, it was a popular route for returning soldiers who relocated to the West Coast. So despite being decommissioned in 1985, after faster interstates and roads became available, it is still a really popular piece of American history and just quirkiness all along the way. And we're going to talk about some of that, and I'm going to talk you through exactly where Route 66 goes. So this trip begins in Chicago and then heads westward. So Chicago is where you will arrive on day one and check into your hotel. So you can just get a one-way flight to Chicago and be ready to go. Check into your hotel that night. And that afternoon, there is an amazing architecture river cruise of Chicago's downtown area, followed by some Chicago deep dish pizza, of course, and a short walk to the historic Route 66 Begin sign. So it's starting off with a bang. Then on day two, you'll wake up and eat at a classic American diner. Have a breakfast of fluffy pancakes, Belgian waffles, eggs, sausage, toast, whatever your heart desired. You can even have a shake if you would like, and then you'll hit the road. So this day you will travel through southern Illinois, stopping at Ambler's Texaco Station, the Standard Oil, Route 66 Museum, and a bunch of other places along the way. Tonight, your stay will be in Springfield, Illinois, which is the stomping grounds of Abraham Lincoln. And you'll eat at the official birthplace of the corn dog. Okay, day three, after breakfast, you get up, since you are in Abraham Lincoln's birthplace, you get to explore the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and then start heading to St. Louis. Along the way, you get to have lunch at Doc's, which is a really amazing historic soda fountain restaurant bar. And you'll stop at the Chain of Rocks Bridge, which is a 1-mile pedestrian bridge over the Mississippi, and explore the Gateway Arch. And then you'll check in your hotel in St. Louis and have dinner. Okay, day 4, get up and have breakfast and then depart St. Louis and spend some time at the Merrimack Caverns. Now, if you haven't never heard of the Merrimack Caverns, they are one of the more famous sites along and stops along Route 66. They were once a hideout for Jesse James, and they are some really cool caves. Then after that, you'll continue to explore, stop at the giant rocking chair, the giant faucet, which is also known as the world's largest ketchup bottle, and the Motors and Gift Shop in Rolla. So this night you will stay in another Springfield, not in Springfield, Illinois, but in Springfield, Missouri, and enjoy a steak dinner before settling down for the evening. So this is a fun day that you'll get to see a lot of fun, quirky sights. Okay, day 5, you'll finish seeing the Missouri Route 66 sites, including a stop at Joplin, Missouri, before heading to Kansas. One of Kansas's amazing sights is that you get to stop at Cars on the Route. And this is where the original tow mater is located from the Cars show. And it's in Galena. And then you'll visit the March Arch Bridge, the Coleman Theater, Galway's Totem Pole Park, and the Blue Whale before arriving in Tulsa for the evening. So lots of fun things to see on that day as well. Okay, we are already to day 6. On day 6, you'll wake up and explore Tulsa and the Route 66 Historic Village, and then continue on to Chandler, Oklahoma. Stop at the Route 66 Interpretive Center, McJerry's Route 66 Gallery, and the First Americans Museum, which is really amazing. And then tonight you'll stay in Oklahoma City. So that is all of day 6. Lots of things packed in there. Day 7, you'll wake up, have breakfast, and then you'll tour the Oklahoma City National Memorial. And this honors the victims, survivors, and rescuers from the bombing that occurred on April 19th, 1995. After this, you'll depart Oklahoma City and head westward, stopping at the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum, other sites and towns along the way, and you are traveling and stopping in Amarillo. So you are in Texas this evening, where you enjoy a big Texan dinner experience. So fun. Okay, day 8. Day 8, you get to stop on the morning at Cadillac Ranch and see 10 caddies that are buried nose down in a field. So amazing that they are. They literally were buried by people in a field. Then you'll stop at the halfway point. This is the halfway point for Route 66. It is in Adrian, Texas. Then you'll cross into New Mexico, stopping at the Blue Swallow Motel, TP Curios, La Cita Mexican Restaurant, and the town of Santa Fe. Then you continue on and stay in Albuquerque, get to enjoy the old town's narrow streets and century-old adobe houses. Okay, that's day 8. Day 9, depart Albuquerque and stop in Gallup at the 1930s era and well-preserved El Rancho Hotel, followed by a visit to the Petrified Forest National Park, the Painted Desert, and Blue Mesa. You get to walk through the Crystal Forests, and then you'll drive through Winslow, New Mexico, and enjoy all of the Route 66 nostalgia that is there. And this night you will sleep in Flagstaff. Okay, we're already to day 10. Just west of Flagstaff, you stop in the small town of Seligman, which is the birthplace of Route 66. From here, you drive the longest remaining stretch of the original road. So the original road that hasn't been changed, and this is through Peach Springs, Hackberry, and Kingman. And after lunch, then you drive through the desert mountains. You get to stop in a fun ghost town called Oatman, drive through Needles, California, and then have dinner in Barstow, and then you'll have a hotel stay in San Bernardino. Okay, day 11, when you wake up, you'll have breakfast, and then you get to take a tour of Hollywood, West Hollywood, and Beverly Hills, all before lunch. And then in the afternoon, you get to spend some time at the Santa Monica Pier. This is the end of the trail for Route 66, and there is an official sign telling you about the end of the trail. You get to explore the pier and really fun atmosphere, and then have a farewell dinner with your fellow travelers. And that evening you will stay in Santa Monica. And then day 12, you'll just wake up and have breakfast, and you can catch your flight home from LA. Or if you live in LA, of course, you can just go home. Isn't that a fun trip? Now, there are so many great inclusions First of all, you get a smooth ride the whole way in a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. Now, if you know about Mercedes Sprinter vans, the most number of people that they can accommodate is 15. And so it's a really small group, even though it's a group guided tour. It is not a huge like group with 70 people or whatever. It's a small group. You also get the inclusion of a professional tour guide the whole way, which is super great. Way more fun than just trying to, figure things out and look up online what you're coming to next and try and, figure it out on your own. All of your hotel stays are included, of course, and most of your meals. If you noticed, I didn't mention everyday breakfast, but all of your breakfasts are included every single day. There are also 5 lunches and 6 dinners included. So pretty much almost every day you have at least 2 meals included. Sometimes you only have 1, but in a different circumstance. But then another day you might have all 3. So it's really great to have most of your meals included. All of your entrances and tours are included. The gratuities for your meals and your activities are all included as well. So that's amazing because you don't have to think, oh, I have to come up with a bunch more money for, these gratuities for people. The transportation from the airports, so that is all included. Flying into Chicago and then your transportation to getting to your first hotels included. And then flying home from LA, your transportation back to the airport is included as well. And then other inclusions as well. But isn't this great? It's so amazing. So here's a few fun facts as we wrap up, before we end. The number 66 was picked because it sounded catchy. That's the only reason. And it stuck. That was marketing genius, 1920s style. John Steinbeck, in his book, The Grapes of Wrath, called it the Mother Road, and it stuck for all these years. Like I said, Route 66 was decommissioned in 1985, but the diners, the motels, and the dancing cactus signs didn't get the memo. They are still there. Some of the most beloved stops are the giant ketchup bottle, the curiously grinning jackrabbit, and the ghost town that has more photographers than people. They're really just some fun sights all along the way, as you have seen and heard about. So if you are ready to roll, let's get you booked. This is more than a tour. It's a celebration of roadside America with jukeboxes and nostalgia all along the way. So you have a chance to make memories, snap photos that feel like time travel, and celebrate 2 historic birthdays, America and Route 66, all in one trip. So what is your dream stop? Would it be the Blue Swallow Motel in New Mexico? Would it be Cadillac Ranch? Or is it just the idea of cruising along with no place to go? Let me know if you would like more details and info about this iconic celebration. I would be happy to give you more info. Remember, like I said, the 2026 available start dates are May 19th or May 31st. So I would love to help you, find out more about it if you're interested. If this doesn't sound like something that you would love, if you're not really a road trip fan, I totally get it, but I do think it's a really fun option for some people. Now, what if you are watching or listening to this and it's after the dates have already passed, either, after those dates in May, or if it's, still before the dates in May, but they have sold out? It's okay. Contact me anyway if you're still interested, and I will check and see if they have opened up any additional dates, or I will check on a similar itinerary for you and see if we can work something out. So I'm not sure what the answer will be, but I'm happy to look for you. So thanks for hanging out with me today and getting a little bit of nostalgia in as we talk about the historic Route 66. It's been so fun. And like I told you in an earlier episode, as I come up with different ideas and suggestions for how we can celebrate America's 250th birthday, I'm just going to throw them out there and give you some more ideas. And then, let me know if something strikes your fancy. Okay. I will link to an earlier episode that I did talk about some other options that you could do, mostly cruise related. So I will talk about some other options that you could do in 2026 to celebrate America's birthday if you are interested. Okay. In the meantime, have a great couple of weeks and we will talk to you later. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.